baptism of the Lord marks basically the end of the Christmas season and the beginning of the sequence of the life of Jesus. And from a point of view of Scripture, it's very important because this is the first event at which we have eyewitnesses who will be contributing to the Scriptures eventually as they're done. All the earlier information, the nativity stories, in fact, are all secondhand information. But at the baptism of Jesus, several of the apostles, Peter, Andrew, James, and John, they were there, and they began to be involved in the ministry of Jesus. One of the things that I find very powerful about this is when the heavens open and God says, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." You and I, that sounds, fine because we know the life of Jesus and everything. But think for a moment what this is in the moment of the life of Jesus. What has gone on in the life of Jesus? We only know one event really from his childhood, and that was when he ditched his parents as they were leaving Jerusalem. And then they had to go back and find him. And as far as his accomplishments, he's 30 years old, still living at home with his mother. What is God pleased about Jesus? One of the amazing things of God is that God sees the flower within the seed. He sees the potential within people, and God complements the potential. One of the difficult things about our world is that oftentimes things are not realized in their importance till much later, and many things are not realized in their significance till long after a person's deceased. Probably one of the really best examples historically is Galileo, where no one, they tried to suppress it and all this sort of thing, but it was one of the pivotal discoveries in the whole history of science. There are a lot of people who've done all kinds of medical things, and maybe 2 generations later, someone puts that together and comes up with some amazing treatment. But there are all kinds of people who make contributions who never realize the wonder of their contribution in their lifetime. We could help those people by complementing potential. That's exactly what God does here with Jesus. In fact, Jesus has done nothing at this point. Now, Jesus will be wonderful, and everything will be great, but it hasn't happened yet. And God the Father can look at Jesus and say, "I am pleased. All is going well." And he recognizes the potential that will flower in the next 3 years of Jesus' ministry. But again, I think there's a huge number of people who the real complementing of their gifts is lost because the flowering of those gifts takes place too late in their lives.